Yes, sir, what do you want? 3 monkeys. 3 monkeys down a curly hosey.
Simon Walmsley comes from a long line of bookmakers. He grew up with stories of how bookies were the beating heart of the racecourse experience.
Back in the day, very, very busy. Packed full of racegoers. Yeah. Other bookmakers as well. They're all wanting it.
So they're all been a line?
All been a line, sometimes 2 or 3 lines. Depends on the layout of the racecourse, layout of the betting ring, because the only place you could have a bet was on the course.
Carl Chin's family started out as illegal, off-course bookmakers.
You're the showman, ain't you?
Yes, I've got to pull these people in. I've got to get them to bet with me. I don't want him to bet with him next door. I've got to get him in with me.
So give me some of your patter.
5 to 4 the veal. 3 bar 1. Come on, gather round. You can be on each way, winner each way.
Each bookmaker has what's called a tic-tac man, who uses signals to communicate changes in odds to fellow bookies across the crowded, noisy enclosure.
Number 2 is 7 to 1. Number 3 is 7 to 1. Number 4 is 3 to 1. 5 is 50. You got 6 at 7, and the bottom horse is 8. So every number's got a
signal. I often see tic-tacs going 2 hands on the top of the head.
9 to 4.
9 to 4.
9 to 4. 5 to 2.
Yeah.
11 to 4.
All the cash gambled on the racecourse goes through the bookmakers, which makes them a prime target for petty thieves. Many of them children.
Hod dippers. Why were the little kids, the little pickpockets, called hod dippers?
Well, that's your bookmaker's hod. That's where your readies go. Usually made by saddle makers. So every race, you're taking your bets, you're putting your money in there, bit of change given out. If somebody gives you a score, they want a tenner change, that's where you got to go. Got to be watch out for the hod dippers.
Billy Kimber and the Birmingham gang have their own petty thieves called whiz mobs.
They'd have organised gangs of pickpockets known as whiz mobs.
Yeah.
Whizzers.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'd be coming around and they'd see somebody got a few bob, had a nice win, and 2 or 3 would hustle him, and the dipper would come in the back, or sometimes they call him the tickler, because he'd tickle the wallet out of him. And sometimes they were so blatant, they'd actually belt a bloke, throw him on the floor, 2 of them would hold him down, and the dipper would just take his wallet and probably his old turnip as well, the old fob watch.
But Billy Kimber can see that the real profits don't lie in petty theft. They lie in extortion.
Under Billy Kimber, the Birmingham gang ran.
In the summer of 1898, a mass outbreak of gang disorder sees a new word enter the popular vocabulary: hooligan.
What happens that summer is that in London there are a whole series of disturbances involving groups of young people in the working class districts of the city. And in the midst of this kind of moment of panic about youthful disorder, the press pick up the name of a gang in South London who've called themselves the Hooligans.
The Hooligans have taken their name from a cartoon strip about an Irish family in a comedic magazine.
They're drawing on a very powerful Victorian anti-Irish stereotype, depicting Irish people as drunken, disorderly, prone to violence. And what's really interesting then is that a gang from South London, some of whom would have been themselves the descendants of the famine-era migrants, pick up that label, hooligan, and they actually turn around this anti-Irish stereotype into a badge of pride, and they make it the name for their gang.
The press absolutely loved stories of hooliganism. It was a godsend to them, really titillating for their readers to open their pages and read about boys murdering each other and boys taking each other on, and street battles throughout London.
And so then any street fighting gangs that's reported in the late 19th and in the...
Snapped Lewis instantly, recognising him for what he was. But after the race, the mobster came along for his monthly, stepped on his unprotected face as he lay on the ground, immediately afterwards slipping away into the crowd. Lewis was picked up, his face a bloody mess, and he pointed his revolver from left to right, saying, "I'll shoot." He then ran backwards, but a hill when a taxi drove up across the road, causing our driver to pull up. Immediately our car stopped. We were surrounded by a gang of men, anything from 50 to 100 strong. Each man carried a weapon, consisting of hammers, iron bars, hatchets and lumps of concrete. They first broke the glass in the front of the car, then attacked us with the weapons described.
The charabanc floor is
called Battle of Epsom, propels the racecourse wars into the limelight.
The press absolutely love the racecourse wars. It's got everything, right? It's got organised crime. It's got one of the most popular mass entertainments of the day, actually going to the races, where there's a mixture of classes too, don't forget. So the threat is not only directed at working class punters, but there's middle and upper class people at the racecourses as well.
The press is really important in terms of the depiction of the gangs at the time. Talking about them as terrorists or talking about them as being in some sort of war or conflict.
The idea that people are fighting turf wars at the racecourses and that you might witness that when you're there for a day out, it's really exciting. It's a great story, which is why they latch onto it. This is really the first tabloid engagement with organised crime.
The racecourse wars now represent something unprecedented in the history of British criminality.
It's England's first major gangland war.
When a big man came up and seized him by the lapel of his coat and hit him a violent blow on the head with a hammer. Then others struck him with sticks, and finally another assailant pushed a sandbag into his face and hit him down. There were 100 to 150 of a mob around him. 3 taxicabs drove up from Tottenham Court Road and discharged their cargo of 12 men. Some were armed with revolvers and other weapons.